All right, Ms. Stone, if you could tell us about your organization and how are you involved with women empowerment in India?
So I founded Stone Leadership Consulting a few years ago, having worked in industry for many years. I support men and women, and I deal with the issues or help them overcome issues that they have or achieve goals that they want to achieve. And I would love to work with more women. It's just that sometimes the women don't advance to the levels that I work with. And I think that's an issue that has to be addressed, not just in India, but globally. You know, population worldwide is pretty much half and half. We need both men and women in the workforce. And, you know, studies show that companies with women on the boards and women in leadership positions perform better. And I work to support women deal with the choices that they have to make through their lives. And you know what, there are choices that women do have to make, you know, family choices, do they sacrifice, do they continue? And I help them see what's best for them.
Right. However, if you have to name three major challenges the Indian women is facing, I'm asking you specifically Indian women, that's because such a big population, we would be the most populous by 2028 and half the ratio is women. So
okay, I spoke about this in the conference. I think, how do we keep women on track? How do women keep on track throughout that cycle of life? And speaking of cycle of life, I mean marriage, children. How do they stay in the workforce, and how do they have that support mechanism that enables them to perform well and to be accepted in the workforce? So there's a lot of messages that go on that are subliminal, that are overt, that are in the mind of women themselves. Oh, I shouldn't work, I should stay at home with the kids, what do people think of me, what do my in-laws think of me? We have to eliminate that, and I think the best way is to have men and women mentors in the organization who appreciate the difficulty of those choices and support women as they make those choices.
All right. Well, it has been seen that women, the minute they're out of India and they move out to another country, be it Singapore or USA or Canada for that matter, they perform absolutely well, be it entrepreneurship, education, and they prosper faster. So what do you think is the reason for that?
I think the culture is more open to women succeeding. You know, if I look at the UK where I'm from, women outperform men now in examinations. So there's not that kind of withholding back and holding back and not doing the best and not going for it kind of attitude. And I think also society accepts that. And whilst in pockets of India that's accepted, there's still a lot of those messages about being the stay-at-home mother, about having children, you know, about nurturing the family, that whilst it's not exclusive, it's not that you have to stay at home and not work, there's a kind of still that societal pressure that the role of the woman is to have the children and kind of be at home and have the man as the provider. Until we change that, and also for men, to take the burden off men that, right, this is my life, I'm born, I study, I work, and that's pretty much my life path. It's not fair for men or for women.
All right. If you could tell us a little more about your organization as to how are you associated with Indian women?
So I work largely with multinational organizations, and there's women in leadership positions there who want to coach and improve the performance of their teams. And so women form part of those teams. And the coaching can be one-on-one or it can be in groups where women also get to experience that, oh, that person's feeling the same emotion or having the same issue or having to deal with the same situation that I'm dealing with. And it's a kind of a joint learning. But ironically, I also coach men, and they still have the same kind of issues that women have in terms of behavioral issues. Some are the same, some obviously not always the same. So I think the key thing is for globally organizations, but as we're in India, Indian organizations to embrace diversity, and not just the token woman kind of diversity, one woman on the board, but recognize that there's value from diversity and from the diverse perspectives and the questions that women would ask.
All right. Well, you being in close coordination with MNC women, the kind of women over there would be absolutely different because having got the education and being from upper middle class, most of them. What's the future for marginalized women of India from the marginalized communities?
I think we have to have more women in leadership positions. I think, honestly, there's more women in leadership positions, or get the message to the people who are in power to support at the grassroots level that women are equal. Women perform, in other countries, women perform better in exams, women are better students. Why should women in India not have education? Why should they not be treated equally and valued equally? I think it's funny, when I started working in Europe, my boss was a man, and he said, oh, well, I realized that women were important when I had a daughter and I saw that she was bright and she was at school and I wanted her to have the best possible life. And I think now, men are beginning to see that here too. Oh, I've had a daughter, I want her to have the same opportunity that I also had. So I think it's a process of more women in leadership positions and more women supporting each other to rise to leadership positions, if that's the path they choose, and a stronger, cohesive female voice.
Anything you would like to add with regards to this event? What would be the takeaways?
I think the takeaways are reinforcements of things that I've experienced through my career and through living in different countries. You know, I've been in Asia, I've worked in Europe and the US, and I think it's interesting that the same issues come up whichever country you're in, and it's changing in other markets. You know, the US leads the way, the UK follows. You know, Hong Kong has a lot of strong women workers there. And it's coming here too, you know. The women I've seen in the past 12 years that I've been here, there's far more women in more senior positions and going on a strong career track. So it's happening. It needs to continue, and that's why I think it's really important for women to support one another and to have men involved and recognize the value that women bring.